Yeah, all right. This is a pretty simple enough question, right? It says, what is the, asking the treatment for parasitic bacteria, right? Gram-negative parasitic bacteria. Yeah. So this is basically Treponema pallidum, and you're treating it with this thing, your penicillin, and you all know penicillin acts by inhibiting the transpeptidase, right? So what happens is transpeptidase is involved in cross-linking the peptidoglycan layer, right, of the gram-positive bacteria. Yeah. So inhibition of that will prevent cell wall formation. Okay, so that's basic knowledge, and I will help you guys with the next three options. I'll give you like a mnemonic. All right, so there are these classes of antibiotics which inhibit bacterial protein synthesis, right? And they do that by inhibiting ribosomal subunits, right? There are two subunits, 30S and 50S. Okay, so there are two antibiotics that inhibit the 30S subunit and two antibiotics that act on the 50S subunit, right? And the question specifically asks you, okay, the treatment for this disease acts by inhibition of, and then you'll have options may inhibition of 30S, 50S, and other things, right? So it gets really confusing. So one of the mnemonics I used is that is this buy at 30 and sell at 50, right? Like the popular stock market, hold for 20 years or whatever. Like you basically hold stocks for a long time, right? So you buy early and sell, when you're older. So yeah, buy at 30. So AT stands for aminoglycosides and tetracyclines, which inhibit the 30S subunit, right? And sell here is spelled sort of weirdly, CCEL, okay, and not SELL. So sell at 50. The cell is chloramphenicol, clindamycin, and erythromycin, linezolid. Okay, so that's CCEL. And erythromycin is basically like a macrolide, so all macrolides in general. So that's the mnemonic. And the other two options, which was which were what, dihydrofolate reductase and dihydroapatoroate synthase, inhibition. So the two of them, right? And it gets really confusing. Kaun kiska hai, right? So remember that dihydrofolate reductase is the mechanism of action for your trimethoprim, right? Trimethoprim. The other drug, that is sulfonamides, act by the inhibition of dihydroapatoroate synthase. So the question can also ask you, by the way, ki, okay, so you're giving the patient trimethoprim. So what levels would be elevated? Like levels of what enzyme or like what compound would be elevated? So you have to pick dihydrofolic acid, and it's really simple to remember because it's inhibiting dihydrofolate reductase, right? Dihydrofolate, folic acid, folate, it's like the same thing. So yeah, remember that as well. And the way I remember this is simple because ST, like if you're reading from left to right, then alphabetical order may S comes before T, right? So yeah, the start mein sulfonamide is inhibiting dihydroapatoroate synthase, and then TMP is inhibiting dihydrofolic acid or like dihydrofolate reductase. All right, so